3 shows that we ended ago. I didn't know so many shows had already gone by. So anyway, so so hi Melio Sounds, how are you? Who is the producer of Forward from Trini and other things. Thai boy Chun Li said you didn't do meet and greets in Colombia. Yeah, but that's after Kansas City, right? That's not. I mean, that wasn't before Kansas City, right? Oh, thank you, Pink Panty. Like I don't know what was the point of that. Like y'all just be saying shit just to randomly say some shit while I'm finishing my motherfucking thought or sentence. Okay. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Nicki, I need another tour. I'm feeling for it like a drug. Can you do Caribbean leg or leg 2 world tour? 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Of course, I'm going to do the Caribbean islands. Is that going to happen right this second? No. Hi, Minnie Barb. Okay. Yes, of course, I'm gonna go to Mexico. Yes. Caribbean and Africa Clean Sweep 22. That's correct. I made those promises and they will happen. Svengali, we need unlimited tours. Huh? Huh? Who need a unlimited? And I would not forget Brazil. Thank you, boss lady. Nikki, thank you for contributing to my childhood. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, actually. Thank you, Bella24. Right, Callie producer, let this lady rest. Yeah. Anyway, so so guys, after it's only like 8 photos. It's only like 8 photos. So, but I was actually still working on just choosing the other photos anyway from other cities. So, I had started on not Queens, but the show before Queens. I had already started, like, because we take 4 or 5 photos, so I'll always be making sure to, thank you, Riley. I love you too. Barbs, have you been seeing my comments? I made my font jumbo sized. And I have also been replying to you guys as well. Okay. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna like these ones. They're not that bad. But wait a minute. How is it possible then? Was I in a different hair when I was talking to Russ in the video than I was in the photos? Like, I am levitation said I must be invisible then, Cher. Huh? Someone scammed your ticket for Gag City. So someone has been saying that, commenting that. Someone scammed your tickets for Gag City. It's so clear this person. What is the purpose of you spamming that, sweetheart? I am not Ticketmaster. I am not the scammer. Okay. Let's see. You know, last night was an incredible night. When I tell you how funny this shit was, and there was some real important moments within that, but for the most part, when I tell you, like I played the thing that I posted on TikTok today, I played it for Zoo. If you saw how hard he was laughing, what's funny is that because he was only he able to hear it, right? So it wasn't last night. So I'm playing it, and as soon as he started hearing it, he started saying oof oof, like right after I said oof, yo yo. When I tell you, I said exactly because that is exactly. But I think a bit of it was very therapeutic, for my darlings. And I think of it was, thank you, Zoe. I think it was therapeutic for me as well. The Barbs always have that ability, as I've always said, to lift me up. And I always try to lift them up. Now, am I perfect? Am I always going to get it right? No, I'm human. But always make sure you focus or try to focus on intent. What is this person's intent? You know? And I'll never have the wrong intent. But I will say, don't ask me about my hiatus. Stop making all these fake pages to try to figure out my moves. Okay? We don't announce a hiatus. I just been having some fun on here. Whenever the hiatus is happening, it's gonna happen. And then you guys will see me when I pop back up, like always, Barbs. And, we'll be just still in love and all that stuff, right? So, anyway, it's Ray, it's Ray Minaj said, I'd be scared that you won't come back. Well, I guess I could say the same things about you, right? But why? Vivi said the last hiatus was devastating. Why was the last, yes, with my Joe, that's very true, of course. Nobody knows if people are gonna be waiting for them when they come back. And, 107 Alpha said because I had threatened to retire. Oh, well, and Chart said, but there's millions of us and only one of you. It's different. No, it's not different because we're still talking about how we all feel. Okay, so guys, when I come back from posting these, it's only one, two, three, four. It's only four people. I'm not to post that on IG. Point Dr. Bob said, what are we gonna do with you? Don't worry, I'll be in South Africa again, Barbie. Don't worry. Desic said, "Can't wait to see how we look in our group pics." And which group pics, babe? Oh, in Queens. Okay. And y'all, do y'all know I didn't even realize that I had taken off my makeup. That's how over it I was. Zyokaria said, "I've been laughing my ass off all day thinking about last night." Yes, when I motherfucking tell you the laughing that I did. It's a constant movie. There's never a dull moment. Like, so I'm really starting to believe y'all do need y'all own show. Key love, and I be in the moment. So sometimes some things I miss because I'm talking or but honey, when more magic. But sometimes even I hear shit back, be like, when the fuck what y'all? Hold on. Let me But yes, shout out to everybody who also went to the pop-up shops for Pink Friday Nails. I'm gonna be posting some of you guys as well from that. I'll probably see you guys on Friday as well. What is that, Friday or Wednesday? No, Wednesday. Because I gotta be outside, yeah. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna post those 8 photos or so on the Gridiam. And while I'm doing it, I'm going to, of course, play a few songs. But I didn't want y'all to think I was only gonna be playing songs nonstop. So what I want you guys to do in the few minutes that I am going to be going doing this, I want you guys to write down 3 things, okay? Don't type it now, please. Raina, exactly. Don't type it now, y'all. 3 things I want you to write down. What is something that you are very, very thankful for, but that you don't necessarily always remember how grateful or how lucky or blessed you are to have it? Okay? Do not write it now. Don't type it now. Okay. The second thing I want you guys to do is what is your longest term goal? Your longest term goal. Your ultimate goal in life. The third is What was your favorite Gag City moment? What was the most surprising thing to you regarding Pink Friday to the album as to what you loved the first day and what you love the most now? And who do you think amongst the Barbs would you describe as a peacemaker? Okay, those are the things I want you to think about, guys. And I'm going to post the Kansas City right now on Instagram story. And then I will be back. I'm gonna make what was number one? Number one was something that you're thankful for, but you tend to forget how blessed you are to have it. Number two was your longest term goal for yourself. Okay? Ask each other if you didn't hear the rest. I'll be back. I'm gonna post these pictures real quick and I'll be back.
Hey everyone, please let me know if you can hear me well. Shout out to everyone on playback. Shout out to everyone on YouTube. I appreciate you guys for being here. It's Monday, October 14th. Nicki is currently live on Station Head right now. Talking about whatever she's talking about. She said don't ask her about a hiatus. That's fine. Um and let me know what the questions was in that she just asked everybody to respond to. And what else she said? Oh, it's interesting how she thought last night was funny. Honestly, I really don't have much to say right now. I just wanted to make sure that this is recorded. Mm, but since we are here, hold on. Share this tab. All right, cool. Let's look up Gag City Queens because that's been the topic of conversation, for like the past couple days because it was really only 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Yeah, that was Friday. Today is Monday. So since we're here, like um I guess I can do like another sort of like recap for real because I did a recap on station head as well as playback. So if you're not on playback, y'all need to be on there because that's where we are right now, child. And if you're on playback, then you get exclusive updates faster than, it's definitely easier than YouTube. And we can do things like this where we're listening to Nicki live together. So make sure you guys do that. The links are in the description to download it and join, all of our rooms. Right now, we're in the Barbology room. And right now on on YouTube, we also on the Barbology playlist because obviously we're listening to Nicki and this conversation is really going to be exclusively about Nicki and no other female rapper, right? So make sure that you guys like the video and are subscribed to the channel for more updates on what's really going on now that like the era is winding down. and stuff like that. And so yeah, once again, since we're here, I feel like while we wait, right, Nicki is posting some photos right now, I think, of meet and greets and stuff like that, not really sure. So she's gonna post some stuff from, you know, previous shows and stuff. And while we wait for her to start talking again, we can talk about what's been happening over the weekend in Gag City in New York. I was there at the show. Shout out to Capricorn, because I got to meet her, obviously one of my subscribers. Um, yeah, hold on, sorry. Yeah, so one of my subscribers, Capricorn, who be here with us sometimes in the live chat, she was at Gag City Queens, and I got to meet her. So it was really, really cool. And she was so nice, man. She was so nice and beautiful, obviously. And she even did me a huge favor and like giving me a ride, because child, I did not know, I did not expect that, of course. But like the Uber stuff was crazy, you know, after the show ended and stuff like that. So shout out to Capricorn once again. I truly appreciate you. And also Vintage. I got to meet Vintage Opulence. She's here with us as well. But I met her back in probably like the previous show a month ago. So I'm honored to meet y'all, you know, like in real life, and the love that you give me and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys being here. So yeah, like, so obviously Gag City Queens, it was dope. I'm just gonna go through some sort of like media and content that is on Twitter and stuff like that to help guide our conversation. Once again, we waiting for Nicki to start talking again. And so my experience in Queens was dope. I was in the lounge. I got to go into the VIP lounge. I actually had a diamond ticket package. Yeah, diamond the second highest VIP package, but that got upgraded to the Gag City Lounge. So I was definitely in there. And of course, if you were in there or if you were there at all at the show, definitely you know, let me know in the comments in the live chat whether you're watching this back. Shout out to my replay crew as well, because I definitely want to know about your experience as well and from your perspective. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns. But yeah, so shoot, I Ubered there, got in the lounge. Child, I don't even know if y'all really cared about that. The food was cool. The drinks was dope. Drinks was strong and stuff like that. So I had like 3 drinks or whatever when I was really supposed to have 2, child. Okay, because you only get 2 tokens, but the bartender didn't take my second token the next time I went. So I got my drink and I ran. No shade. I ain't really run. But I was like, let me go, because he was distracted. He wasn't asking for my ticket. So I was like, child, let me take my ticket. And then I'm gonna come back and get another drink. So that's what I did. Okay. And shout out to all of the Barbs that I met in the lounge as well. I probably met like every, you know, like bar, well, not, I wouldn't say every, but like most of the popular Barbs that you guys would know of and stuff like that. I definitely had interactions and like conversations and stuff like that with different people. So more on that, if you care, you know, join us on playback, because that's where I'll go in depth on that. But for in here, I just kind of want to talk about like the atmosphere and the show in general, right? So a more in-depth like review is already up on station head and playback that you guys can listen back to. And I might do something else because I forgot stuff that I didn't even say, you know. So in terms of like what I want to say like privately, you know, people that I met and stuff like that. So anyway, like the show was dope. Yo, I'm gonna just talk for real, like off the top of my head, because of course this wasn't planned, child. But the show was dope. I can't even go in order because like the one thing, I was so mad at Nicki for cutting the second verse of Red Ruby. OMG, like how could you do that, for real, for real? Especially for the last night, you know, like that's the main part of the goddamn song, you know. So anyway, she came out with 2 sticks in her buns, which was dope. That was the opening look for glam as well as fashion. Also Barb's like linked up, um wherever in New York City, and they had their own parties and stuff like that. Shout out to Cali, shout out to the all of the OGs and stuff. So I mean, it's always cool to see Barb's link up outside of, you know, like Nicki and going to shows and stuff like that. Seeing Sexy Red come out was definitely legendary. I'm glad I saw that in person, actually. You know, and I didn't even really like think about that in the moment, because it's like, dang, like I, I feel like my experience was kind of like altered, guys, because it's like, okay, this was my fifth show, my fifth time seeing Nicki, because this is the fifth time that Nicki has performed in New York City this year, right? So I've seen the show 5 times, or it was about to be my fifth time, and I went in with the intention of like really seriously like enjoying the experience, because as I said, I went to 4 previous shows, and I did a lot of recording like on my phones and stuff like that to have footage for when I do videos and come live and talk to you guys and stuff like that. But I really wanted to focus on like enjoying the show and stuff like that. Usually I go live a little bit on Instagram. So actually let's pull that up. I go live a little bit on Instagram, like during the openers and stuff like that, just so that you know, like the Barbs at home can get, you know, just a little taste of the atmosphere. Because as someone who, you know, like don't be at every show and be watching a lot on what's it called, on you know, Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, we all be watching the lives, virtual, I mean, we all be watching the concert lives virtually. So I always keep that in mind and want to provide at least something for all of the Barbs at home. So if you tuned in to any of my lives, thank you so much. Of course, you can find me at destiny.reloaded on Instagram. And so I actually went to the Pink Friday nails pop-up, and I'll probably talk about that either later on in this video, or in another one, in another live and stuff like that, because I got like more footage that's not even on my computer yet, that's on my phone, that I want to show you guys. So that's once again why I need y'all to really make sure that y'all are subscribed with your notifications on. So anyway, my plan, some of my plans worked out and some of my plans did not work out, child, because I wanted to enjoy the experience, but I also once again wanted to provide an experience for everybody at home, because everybody agreed that this was going to be a legendary show, right? This is Nicki performing in her hometown of Queens for the first time, and yeah, like, and it's after such a legendary tour that made so much money. Like, I wanted everybody to make sure that they got at least a little bit of the experience, so that's why I did that. But child, like, I didn't, and usually when I'm there at the show and I go live, it's not a lot of, like, you know, people or whatever, and so I did not plan to really be live for the whole show, but I kind of ended up being live for most of the show, because, like, you know, that's what people wanted or whatever. And it was I think Cart Mirage, shout out to him on Twitter, was streaming my live streaming on Twitter, as well as other people who were there at the show that were live. So if you could, as you can see, I was on the floor right by the barricade, right by the runway. I had a pretty good view. I'm usually in the same spot or similar spots every time, whether it's on the left or the right side of the stage. And it was cool, but anytime Nicki comes on the actual side that I'm standing on, or anytime she's not in the center of the stage, I can't see her, because I'm so short, as you could even see in this video right here. Like, I'm literally shorter than everybody in front of me. So it's kind of hard to see her when she's not on the runway. But when she's on the runway, those are a lot of the really great views. And I had a lot of great views, you know, of Nicki and every artist that came out. You know, Nicki spent, and that's why I chose the seat that I bought, because I knew that when Nicki walks to the runway, I knew kind of like where she stands and position herself and stuff like that. So I made a good decision in regards to that. I think next time, like next time Nicki goes on tour, I probably might not prioritize the floor experience, because I prioritized that experience for this tour, being that it was really my first time seeing Nicki on tour headlining in her own element, and I just want to be as close to the action as possible, you know. But as somebody who is really only 5 feet, hey, Kendrick, shout out to you. As someone who's only 5 feet 5'1", it's really hard, as I said, to be able to see the full stage, you know, and so I really want to get a good view. Anyway, the openers were great. Who opened first? Skilly Bang. Oh, no. Booth always starts off the show, and Booth is an amazing DJ as always. Always high energy. Like, Booth is literally perfect. Literally, he's the perfect DJ, the best DJ. The only like thing that I wish Booth would do differently is just play more of Nicki's music, for real, like during like the what's it called? Like the warm up sets, right? I just wish he would play, just like keep it strictly Nicki, like no other artist, like no other artist. We don't need to hear any other artist when we're in Gag City, because Nicki's catalog is really just that great. It's just that great to turn up to. So we don't need to hear from any other artist. That's my only critique on DJ Booth. Other than that, he's an amazing DJ. And that's of course, as me, it's coming from someone who's a hard critic. So he's dope. Bia's dope. Always high energy from Bia. She's a very consistent performer. I've seen her at festivals and stuff like that. So she's always high energy. She's just great. And what's it called? And then who else was it after her? Oh, Tyga. It was my first time seeing Tyga perform, and I guess I enjoyed it, man. Like I really wish I wasn't like on live for most of the time, for real, for real. But I still enjoy Tyga. Once again, a very consistent performer. Like I think all of them. Nicki chose, actually, in terms of performance, Nicki chose great performance. She chose great performers for her tour. I mean, at least for this leg, because all of them, Skilly, Bia, and Tiger are all really great performers, all high energy every time, all the time, no matter where they are. And that's really, 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 really cool and appreciated from a fan like me, because you'll never be able to tell like when they're having a bad day or when they're really not feeling all that great. And that's the dope science in being a performer, being a great performer. I'm great, Kendrick. Nicki needs to sign DJ Booth to Heavy on it as her tour DJ. I mean, I'm sure they have some sort of like, shoot, I can't even say exclusivity in their contract, because one thing about Booth is that he don't never stop working. DJ Booth do not sit down at all. Even while he on tour, Booth will go and DJ that same night in another in a club, for whether it's an official after party or not. And even if he's stuck in another city or they got days off, Booth is always booked. Booth is on a plane at least 2 times a day. Once again, you can't do nothing but respect it. So, and I'm glad, like for this leg, for leg 2, he not only, Booth actually came out, he comes out first before any of the openers. Then after all the openers, after Tyga comes out, Booth comes out again to warm us up for Nicki. Then Nicki comes on, and then at the end, Booth comes on with Nicki again for the last act, in order to do like the mixtape section or any other random songs that they want to do. So you actually get a lot of Booth on this leg, and I thought that was amazing too. So once again, just really great, for real, for real. Crystal said, I wanted you to get off and enjoy the show, but I also wanted to see the show too. Yeah, like it was really hard. That's why I stayed off of live. Like at some point I was not going to come back on, but then the other Crystal was hitting me like, there's 60,000 people searching for a live, like da, 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 and I felt bad. So that's why I came back. I'm like, it was over 80,000 people watching, on Twitter. So that's really why I came back. Anyway, so yeah, who else did she bring out? Nicki brought out 50 Cent as always, child. And that was cool. I wasn't necessarily gagged by it, because I've seen 50 like literally on every tour stop. Not every, but like, I'm sorry. Like just most of the New York shows 50 has come out on. I've seen 50 and Nicki perform at least 3 times, like in person at this point. So I'm good on that. But still, once again, it's still special, because once again, as someone who is also from Jamaica, Queens, these are our heroes in hip hop. Like they are the most successful people to come out of Jamaica, Queens, and always representing and putting it on the map. And I love that, obviously, as somebody who is from Queens, but like I just feel like even like back in the day, like and for people who are not from New York City, like hey, here we go again. Thank you so much for coming through. For people who are not from New York City, when you hear about people from New York, or famous people who make it from New York, usually like where are they from? They're from Brooklyn or the Bronx. Like those are like the most sort of like talked about places in New York City. And so it's always good to see people who are, and there's a lot of hip hop artists from Queens, legends, right? LL Cool J, Run DMC, Chingy, I don't know, put them in the chat. Like there's so many people, but like once again, in terms of like bringing it to a main stage level and staying consistent, Nicki Minaj, 50 Cent. All right, so great seeing them on stage once again. Who else she brought out? So yeah, I was talking about Sexy Red and stuff like that. Great to see them, great to see them together. I was gagged, because that was all the way at the end, and Nicki saved that she saved she knew what she was doing. She saved what how we say it, the best for last, right? She saved the best for last, in terms of like surprising us with Sexy Red and stuff like that. I didn't even know that Sexy was in New York City. Oh yeah, how could I forget Young Ma? Young Ma, just like 50 Cent, this is probably Young Ma's second show where she came out with Nicki in New York. So, and once again, I'm not really a Young Ma fan. I know y'all going to drag me for this, no shade, but I'm not somebody who's really like a stan of like the pink print freestyle from Nicki. So I don't necessarily care for, Young Ma and stuff like that. But once again, it's always good to see them together. Once again, female rap and stuff like that. And not even that, but just like it's good to see Nicki maintain long-term relationships in the industry with other, women in rap, regardless of their success level. Mary said, I'm glad you were blessed to see her famous Gag City tour again. Queen Nicki Minaj. Facts. I kind of wish I went to the LA show because Diego was good. You mean who? Diego was good, but she didn't bring out extra guests and outfit changes like she did in LA. So jelly of them the next time. Oh, San Diego. My bad. I'm so sorry about that. San Diego. Got you. If I went to LA, it would have been my third time. Something about Nicki make you want to go back for more. That's a fact. That's a fact. I kind of wish the show was a little longer. But nonetheless, it's okay. Now, yes, I keep getting off of Sexy Red, but once again, really good to see them on stage. They was if I and I can't even did I think I was recording on at one point, y'all. I was live on my right hand and recording in my left hand, which is why my phones was like falling and stuff like that. The view was probably affected by that, but it's just like, girl, I was trying to record from my own personal footage and stuff, but while also being live. Oh, and she brought out Skeng too. That was so funny. Have y'all been seeing Skeng? We talked about this. I don't know if I talked about this on YouTube, but last week we was literally just talking about Skeng on stage. That dude is so effing hype. He came out for the first time with Nicki in South Carolina as well as New York, right? As well, I mean, sorry, as well as Queens, right? So he did two shows with Nicki, which was honestly, it was a little surprising. I mean, yeah, I'll say surprising because I expected to see more of a little bit more of Skeng, at least not that he was an official opener. Actually, I would have expected to see Skeng as an official opener rather than Skilly Bang because I think Nicki has more collabs with Skeng, and Nicki was pulling Skeng closer to her as an artist that she was interested in signing, right? And so that's why I kind of expected to see Skeng a little earlier in the tour, rather than like the last two shows. But nonetheless, it was dope to see him as well. And as you can see, his energy is so high. The way he jumps on stage is so funny. Skang like Fabio Foreign. I don't know why he did this, but like I don't know why he brought a bottle of water on stage and was like throwing it in the crowd. Like if I was over there by where Nicki was standing, like that was the super end of the stage. I was like right at that. You see where the curve is, like that curve right there. I was a little like 3 rows, I would say, behind there. So the water could have almost hit me, but it didn't. And I hate when artists throw water in the crowd like that because why would you do that? Like, I'm like, why? Like, why? Like, why? I already took a shower. Like, I'm black. Like, my hair was straight. Like, my hair is out. I don't want to be getting wet. Like, it's just not it. So I think, I hope that he's like stops doing that. Matter of fact, I'll tweet him about that and tell him to stop doing that because it's not good, especially as black women. Like, girl, like we's not white. Like, you wet my hair and the shit gonna puff out. Like, stop doing that. So yeah. And Nikki actually made a comment about this on Station Head. Not nothing bad, but she was just saying like she was saying like she didn't know that Skeng brought out water on stage. And so when he threw the water, Nikki was scared to walk back like to the beginning of the stage or whatever because um she thought that it was sweat, and obviously anything on stage like that is going to be super slippery, and so that becomes a health hazard, right? And Nikki didn't want to sort of like stop the show, and that was before Sexy Red came out. So I think I didn't hear her like what she said like for real about oh, I don't really remember what she said, but she was just saying like how like she was scared to walk on the stage because of the water being there and stuff like that, and she didn't want to, throw Sexy Red off and stuff. So, you know, there's that. Yo, this thing right here, like when he do that, that should be so funny. Like you see how Nicki was laughing at him? She laughing at him because she's like, yo, like this is first time out on stage the whole tour. I don't know if Skeng been in like a big crowd like this. Probably. But like to be with Nicki Minaj on her stage for the first time headlining, right? Like that's what this looks like. This is peak excitement. And Nicki was just laughing so hard because it's like, boy, what is you doing? And in Queens, he took off his shoes and his socks and shit like that. So when he got off stage and Nicki got back on, when Nicki got back on stage, Skank's security had to come on stage and take his sneakers and socks off the stage, so that nobody falls on that. Because after all this happens, like after Nicki brings out all her guests, she still has to do Moment for Life and Super Bass and stuff like that. And the choreography comes out to the runway of the stage. And, like all of that stuff, the water, the shoes, the socks, like you can't be doing all of that. So, Skeng need to learn a little bit more stage etiquette when it comes to, performing on a big stage like that, especially if it's not your stage, bro. That's not your stage. So you can't be doing that. Anyway, I wish I had more of my own footage and stuff like that. Actually, it's all on Instagram for now. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns about Gag City and stuff like that. Please like the video and make sure that y'all are subscribed. Um, not did he lose? Yes, I'm very sure. Not he lose one of his shoes, looking like clowns. The she fun size. Hopefully that's not insulting. No, it's not insulting, not at all. Yes. So let's get back to Sexy Red. And I hated that like people were starting rumors during the show, like people were starting rumors that Ice Spice was in the building, and then she had slipped and fell and stuff like that. And I'm like, why are you guys saying that? Like people were saying crazy stuff like Diddy's family and sons was in the building, and I didn't see anybody famous for real, other than this rapper from New York City. But like I didn't really see nobody famous. I know Nikita Dragon actually was there and stuff like that, but I didn't really see nobody famous, and they really wasn't there. And I'm just like, this is the stuff that I'm talking that Nikki be talking about, like people trying to like probably like pay for posts like that, especially in regards to Ice Spice, because y'all know she's the stunt queen and nobody's talking about her, and she's been super silent. So I wouldn't be surprised, like, excuse me, if that was the case or whatever. So anyway, let's look at Nicki bringing Sexy out. So I think Nicki said that she wasn't supposed to come out to this song. She was supposed to come out to Pound Town or whatever. So yeah, once again, it was a gag. Yo, Sexy was really right in front of me. I gotta look at my phone and see if I got videos, like how good my videos were, and then if they're good, I'll upload them and stuff like that, or use them, like in future videos and stuff like that. But what did y'all think? What did y'all think when y'all were home, or if you were watching on live? Like, were y'all expecting it? Some people probably were because they. Oh, Nikki's talking. Hold on.
Um, that's exactly what I want. Okay.
Girl,
What? Mm.
Why I forgot she had asked us questions before she went on her little what's it called, break or whatever. Hey Lizzie, I was expecting it simply because Nikki said that she forgot to bring out Sexy in St. Louis, but and she tagged her and told Sexy there were 6 shows left. Nikki ought to put on her own magazine, meaning either the Unweekend magazine. Gotcha. It would have been dope if she came out in St. Louis, but still good. It was still good to have her in Queens. Like that was a gag, and that's all I'd be wanting, So it was good to have her in Queens.
Okay, guys. So, first question was, what was our first question? Okay, something that you are thankful for that you realize that you normally don't give thanks for it. Okay, Tommy LaFleur, I see you. I see you, Unique the Sleeves. Hershey Diamond. King Kawan, I see you. Cam XQZ. Cam Dion. Okay, and what was the second question? The second question was your longest term goal. The longest term goal that you have. Okay, I see you, Stream Super Bass. I see you, Nicki Wright Raps. Comfortable Love, I see you. W1 Dow Capri, I see you. Kels the Barbie. S Dawn. All Up in Our CTRL, I see you. Chelsea Bob, I see you. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So Prince Kong, Princess, Prince S Kong put all of his answers in one comment. Can you guys do that as well, please, Barbs, if you can? Okay, I see Ms. White 80. Mm-hmm. I see you, Chris Marquez. Hmm. I see you again, King Kawan. I see you, Chun's Id. Um, hmm. I see you, Nanny Kitty 69. So, guys, I don't want to read your lists out unless you want me to. It's really not for other people necessarily. It's really for you and for me to see. But if you want me to read them out, I have no problem with that. Flawless Elite Atomic Barb. TPINSC. Mm, um, I represent Nikki. Okay, I'm gonna do a few screenshots of this and then I have another question to ask you, but I do not want you to include the answer with the first 5 questions, okay? I see you, Monty, Ali, Ride for Minaj. Um, see, I see you. I see you. Barbie Girly, Landon, Angelo, Ari, Gag City Jeweler, that's him. What the F sleazy? Okay. This is a question I want you to answer now. I want you to put the answer to this question, separate. Never put the answer to this question in the same list as the answers to the other questions, okay? Did everybody just understand what I said? Okay. What what one thing has made you your own worst enemy at times in life? What is the top thing that makes you your own worst enemy? Hmm, okay. Procrastination, overthinking, doubting, self doubt, um, big heart, fear, anxiety, self sabotage. Um, this is interesting. Somebody said how evil they can be. Now, I don't know if you mean evil as in bitchy, because evil is a very strong way to describe yourself. My goodness. Um, I hope that you meant it in the way we say evil, like slang kind of term. A lot of people saying too forgiving, a lot of people saying shy, a lot of people saying, so let's see what a lot of people, right, have in common with something that is affecting them negatively for as long as they could remember, that they may have never even shared with more than one or two people before, right? But now, interesting, Izzy. Very interesting. I wonder how that really manifests itself because I'm sure I want that and, you know, scared of being alone, mahogany divine. Okay. Let me tell you what I see the most. Okay? I'm looking away from the phone now because I know y'all gonna keep us typing and I don't wanna stop talking, like, and be sporadic. What I could remember off of just the last 2 minutes is I saw people saying being shy, anxiety, fear. And I also saw a lot of people saying how nice or forgiving they are. Isn't that interesting? Um, Now listen to this. If you ask a person what do they want most in life, well, you know what? Let's do it right now. I'm gonna hold on to that thought, but the other thought is more important. But let's do this right now, so I have something to compare. What do you want right now most in life? Okay. Hmm. Now let's go back to the other one, which is very important. Isn't it amazing how many people feel that if they could go back and change something, they would not be so nice or so forgiving because what they've experienced is that you know, the people they have been nice to or forgave didn't really, appreciate it when they maybe look back. Um, isn't it interesting how many people said being shy? Being shy is not something that I thought I would see. So that was really good for me to see. That so many people think that being shy has been something that has worked against them for most of their life. Because they feel that if they were not shy, they would have maybe taken on more things, I guess, or been more confident, asked a question outright, or spoke how they really felt. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Wow. Didn't wouldn't have thought that. Um. Also, a lot of people said anxiety and fear. Anxiety and fear. So so being shy makes you hold back. M- Anxiety makes you hold back. Fear makes you step back, back, all the way in the back. And we can only fear something in the future. We cannot fear anything in the past. We can think about it, we can't fear it. So if whatever you have fear of, you are thinking, what if it happens, right? Which means that instead of living in the present, and you can't live in the past, instead of living in the present, you're already ahead of yourself. You are already ahead of yourself. So we never want to be in the back or ahead of ourselves. But the only way that can happen is when you are in the present moment. And one of the biggest misconceptions that I see so many people say and ask me or tell me, people never think artists or people that have to be in the public are shy or have anxiety or fear. Why? So, the reasons why you feel like those things have been your biggest enemy is because you believe that successful people don't have those things. And that is where you first fucked up at. If you understood that every successful person you've ever heard of, seen, met, spoken to has felt every single one of those things. you would say, "Oh, okay, I feel fair today, but ain't a big deal. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I know other people out there they have an anxiety. Let me just do what I gotta do. Oh yeah, yesterday I stayed in bed because I had so much fear. I had anxiety, but you know what? It is what it is. I know tons of people that do that. Let me just go ahead and." But when you tell yourself that something is wrong with you, and that everybody else has it figured out. There's a piece of the pie that you haven't figured out, but that everyone else in the world figured it out. So now you need to retreat in fear and in anxiety because when you go in this room, all the other people are going to be so confident and they're going to believe that they're so beautiful and they're going to believe that they're so smart and they're going to believe that they're so talented when that's not true. If that were true, those wouldn't have been the top four answers out of 6,000 people.
I'm lost. No shade. I'm lost.
And it's amazing how we just have these assumptions about each other, you know? We just really think we have everyone else figured out about how they feel about themselves. And imagine how silly that would be to believe that you believe you know how I feel about me. Based off words, you can't tell how I feel about me. You could choose to believe me with my words, but you can't confirm that's how I feel inside. Hmm, true. Bossy Taylor Ray said, worrying means you suffer twice. Yes, but sometimes worrying means that you suffered only once. And that's the real aha. Sometimes worrying isn't suffering twice because you can worry about something that never happened. That has happened to me in my life. And someone said, I used to be painfully shy, but now I'm going. I want to make sure I make this clear. I don't think that being shy is a negative. Like, if I was creating a person and talking about, like, I think that the lack of any of that is the bigger issue. I think the lack of any of that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes also lacks humility, which is very important. I don't think being shy is bad because being shy plus sexy is one entirely different moment. Being shy while being in a room full of people you don't know, that's two different things, you know? I think shyness works well with other things in the right amount. Like coy, kind of sexy, sexy and shy. Like a coy type of vibe, a mysterious vibe, an alluring vibe versus a thirsty vibe. So just because people have told you since you were a child, oh, she's shy, you're shy, 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 and you've now put that on yourself. And by the way, you might think someone is shy because they're not talking a lot, because they're not talking to fill up space. When the smartest person in the room is probably not saying a motherfucking thing, not even one word. You didn't miss out on opportunities because you're shy. You may have missed out on opportunities because you were fearful, anxious, procrastinator, but you didn't miss out on opportunities because you're shy. There are many huge everything, athletes, celebrities, everybody that has to be in the public, they're shy. So let's first stop making shy a bad thing. It's nothing wrong with being shy. And you don't even know all the time when you're talking about someone else if they're shy. Oh, okay. Someone said that you mean they mean social anxiety. Okay, that's what I said. I said anxiety because it's not about being shy. Like I hate people looking at me. What like just imagine nobody would nobody believes that when I tell them that. You know? I guess that can be considered being shy because you don't want everybody, paying any attention to you. But but it has not stopped me from whatever I had to do. When Zeus sat up there, he said, you he just said two words, you brave. You brave. Like a brave person telling me I'm brave. Because when he saw all of those people looking back at him in that arena, he could not mentally compute what was happening. Hmm. Yes. And my anxiety is through the roof during that time. And that's why someone said, seeing videos of you before you go out on stage has me in awe. My anxiety would be through the roof. You are strong. But my anxiety is through the roof. That's the whole point. You can't tell how I feel. You can only see on the outside what I'm doing and hear what I say. But if you think that in a moment like that, that any human being will not feel anxiety, do you know how much pressure that is? And you can't even hear anything because you have something in your ear. So most people are not hearing you and you're not hearing them. And there are 10 or 20 or 30, 40, 50,000 people sitting there waiting on you to come out there. Like, do you understand what that? No, I don't do it effortlessly. I don't. I really don't. I'm just doing it. Just do what you have to do to get the things on your list because everybody is dealing with one or all of what you're dealing with. So if I just do that, like Zoo, he said you're brave when he got off, but he just did it. You see, if he would have planned, if he would have known in advance that that was about to happen or anything, his fear and anxiety or whatever would have stopped him. But because he had no knowledge leading into it and he didn't have time for the bullshit mental games, he just did it. And then what happened? He got through it. He got over it. He has overcome something that he could always pull from. If you are waiting for the perfect moment in your life, you will wait until the day you die for everything. And don't make any mistake between procrastinating. See, sometimes people think I'm procrastinating, but I'm praying. And those are two completely different things, sweetheart. So the next time you're not doing something that you know has to be done, ask yourself, are you procrastinating or are you praying on something? Waiting for a peace, a feeling of peace within to feel like, okay, God, I know what you're telling me to do. Which one is it? Because those two are very different. So if you have to, if you gotta wait because you're praying on something, You better wait as long as you have to. Don't think that it's about just going and doing every dumb thing in your brain, or, being stupid, or rushing into things. Because rushing into things is why most people I know is why they fail at everything, because they don't study things. They have no knowledge of it. They assume they know more than they do. They assume they're smarter than they are. Every time. They will never take advice from you. You could have $1 million. You could have $8 billion. So make sure you know the difference between procrastination and praying. But is procrastination real? Yes, it's real. It happens. Happens to most people every day. But you'll get there. And did I tell you guys about that video that I saw? And the man said, if you put work or directions, instructions, whatever, in front of like five different architects, that only some of them will rush immediately and start drawing. And he said the most talented one will not do anything right away. Because the most talented or the most gifted in that field, in any field, he said they know that it takes a stroke of genius that comes upon them, almost kind of like just this light bulb goes on. And it's not that you're sitting there trying it, like it shouldn't feel like work. Whenever I feel like I'm working in the studio, I leave. But there's a moment with every person, and every person, meaning whatever it is that your thing is. This doesn't only apply, and I'm so glad he used architect. They won't just start working on the project just to say they started first or they finished first. They will need a time to internalize and analyze and hear from their spirit about what they're physically doing, and to really feel, yes, this is it. There's something that happens to everybody that does a particular thing when you know, yes, this is the one, this is it. You don't know it's about to come. All of a sudden it's just this burst of something, and then you start drawing, or you start recording, or you start, whatever it is you do. But The reason why I'm telling you guys that is because I don't want you to always associate not starting something right away with with procrastination either. A lot of these words, we've made it a negative word. So we have negative feelings when we feel them. Waiting is not a bad thing. Being shy is not a bad thing. It's all in the context of what's happening. All right, guys. Oh, you know what? See, I know it, child. The haters love Oniqua pussy, honey. And clearly they love Barb pussy too. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna check back in shortly with you. Okay. Um, hi, I am. No, I'm gonna check back in. You see, it's important to shift the energy because whenever there is a shift towards positivity in anything, a few people will stand out for the wrong reasons. You can always tell that some people don't want to be happy or positive. Most people said they want peace, happiness. Most people didn't say a bag of money. So if a person doesn't want to ever move on from chaos and to have peace, you gotta be careful, okay? And someone was saying, and I literally said the same thing to Zoo, and a few of the people were saying that I followed when I came on here today. They was like, we used to have so much fucking fun. Like you stream and I guess and you stream and Nicki Minaj TV, etc. We used to have so much fun because we all there was like no how do I say it? We all had one goal, one intention when we came on was to have fun, was to make each other laugh, you know. Um and honey child, we would do the most fucked up shit to each other, child, sometimes. Um, but it was at a time that people weren't in the house all day. People was outside. So automatically, you outside, especially in the hood. It's a sunny day. You trying to, and in the hood, if you got friends that don't dish you in the hood, they ain't your friends. Cause yeah. So anyway, so we always used to be getting on each other and just being, silly, but not disrespectful and you know, but I think that people being in the house a lot, and with too much social media, some people have isolated themselves from a real human existence with having to be outside, having to be around people and stuff like that. And let me say something: if I wasn't doing a job in the public eye, I I may have been one of those people because I don't necessarily like being around a lot of people. But when we used to come on Twitter, honey child, it was jokes all motherfucking day. Nobody was feeling sorry for themselves. We would DM those things. You know what I'm saying? Because we just wanted everyone else to enjoy themselves and have a good time. So if you're not having a good day today, for instance, everyone else shouldn't not have a good day. You know? I was blocking my fans for posting certain pictures and calling me Onika because I didn't like the letter O. And they knew I had to grow up. They forgave me. Okay, Barbs, please forgive me. I know that that was a little bit next level, and I shouldn't have done that. I love you. Hmm. But ultimately, everybody that was here during that time can tell you that not only has like Barb Twitter or Stan Twitter, whatever, it's just a particular kind. I don't know if it's a particular year, a particular generation that seem to get more and more sensitive by the minute. You know, um. So you've heard comedians talk about that. They can't say certain things because they don't want, nobody wants to offend anyone. Nobody gets up and thinks, hey, I want to offend everybody. No. But exactly, everyone having an opinion and then everyone feeling, oh, well, I can make a difference now. A person who might not even be in social settings in real life, I can take powerful stances on the internet. You are, I am Naya. You know you are. So all I can say is please just go. In the meantime, Barbs, I love you. I will check back in with you in a little bit. Now, the next meet and greets I have to post is after Kansas City. And I might could just get that one done with today as well, because the other one was so only a few pictures. So what city was that? Was that one Jacksonville? Okay. Hmm. In real life, Barbie said they want the world to be on eggshells because it's all displaced anger. Need to look at, need to look and examine who they are truly mad at. Yeah, like a lot of people who were left by someone they love may come on and put that role onto a celebrity, and then take it out on them, and then try to deprive a celebrity from having a human experience. Oh, it's St. Louis next, y'all. Yeah, so some people, as soon as they hear it's some people that get irritated by the sound of laughter, y'all. Because you know what? I'm not gonna say the because I want to have a little bit more info on that. But right, Minaj 10. Let me tell you something. You have to laugh. You gotta laugh. Some people, you can look in their faces and see they spend more time crying than anything else. Yes, Key Love, laughter is great for the soul. Why you think people say that? Why do you think people say laughter is so great for the soul? And remember what they said, y'all, that it takes so many more muscles to frown than to smile? So I'm telling y'all that wanna go around frowning all the time, shit. Be careful now. Yeah, K on top. Yeah, that's how. I mean, I'm Caribbean, and I don't know if that's what it is too. But like, trust me, all the Trinidadians I know always cracking up laughing at something. Yeah. Um, but so I'm sure in every culture, you guys, we feel that within the closest people to us, like just wanting to laugh, wanting to be happy, wanting to not cry. Sometimes you laugh literally to stop from crying. You know. Okay, Barb's. So I'm gonna check back in a little bit on Twitter to see if you guys are still up, okay? And then we will play music. Oh, no, wait. One answer. One answer only. They're not getting anything, so you don't have to worry about that, okay? Who would you describe as a peacemaker amongst the Barbs? Someone that you feel go out their way to try to, sort of make things calmer and lighter. Okay. Okay, so guys, I will text you back on Twitter. This was an amazing conversation. I love you very much. And I hope you see today. I hope there are things that are going to stick with you today that are going to help you. Because being honest and talking and having honest conversations, they always help. Even the things that don't register to you right in this moment, later on, you might have a complete different outlook? So please try to live in the moment. Try to be happy, try to laugh and smile. No, not being fake laughing or fake smiling, but just making it your business to not succumb to negative thoughts. Okay? All right, love you. Bye.
Wait, I didn't expect her to leave like that. I thought she was just about to take another break, but I'm not complaining though, child, because I've been live for a long time, child. So I'm ready to get off of here. But before we get off of here, we're about to get into some motherfucking things, bitch. So whether you wherever you watching, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the conversation. Um, and please don't get your pennies in a bunch because y'all about to get some internal like fan base tea and stuff like that. And I don't, especially if you on YouTube, but you don't really be on Twitter like that. I don't want to hear your perspective. You know why? Because you don't know nothing. You don't know what really be going on in this fan base. If you're not on Twitter, you don't really know what goes on. Okay. And if you don't be on Station Head, you damn sure don't know what the fuck is going on. Okay. Which is why I'm bringing y'all into the conversation now. So, I'm gonna start off with the last question that she asked, which was peacemaker. Who is a good peacemaker in the fan base, right? Obviously it's a lot of drama in the fan base going on and stuff like that. It's been like that, it's always been like that, which is a point that she brought up. Like, and she also kind of admitted that, like, she admitted two things. She admitted that she is a part of the drama. She's been stirring up the drama. That's nothing new. How they used to play with each other, like back in Ustream days. She said, you guys know I had some growing to do. So she admits that she was immature and stuff like that. And then she also admitted, which I think is the most important thing here, is that there is division in our fan base. Yes, because there's been division in our fan base. I would say for the greater part, since I've really, really been deep in Barb Twitter, which has been since 2021. So it's been divided in several ways. But the difference between even then, 3 years ago, and now is that um even when people were divided then, we still got things done, and we were able to put our stuff to the side at some point in order to, like, carry out the best results for Nicki when it comes to her drop in music and her performance, like on the charts and stuff like that. These days I'm not sure if our fan base is really capable of that, because the division, the drama, and the things that are really going on right now behind the scenes have just gone too far, and it's impacting people's personal lives, which is why people are now filing lawsuits and stuff like that. Okay, and so it's and if you haven't heard me talk about this for real, I think like it's one thing to be like, oh, for me, this is my like qualm for real, with the fan base and even with Nicki, right? It's one thing, like Nicki makes the argument that, like, oh, people want to divide my fan base and, like, take me down. The only way that they can take me down is via my fan base. And you know that your fan base is vulnerable. You know that your fan base is vulnerable, and um they're easily influenced and they're easily used in whatever type of way. And you know dang, I forgot, like, my train of thought real quick because I was just posting on Twitter. But, like, yeah, like, you know that our fan base is vulnerable, right? And so once again, it's a lot of stuff going on in the fan base. The fan base is divided into different factions, right? And there's, several different leaders of different factions and stuff like that. And I think that Nicki's biggest mistake was endorsing a type of fan, or what a good Barb is. That's been the biggest downfall and stuff like that. Because yes, people are more sensitive on the internet these days, and people do take things a little bit more seriously, for real, for real. And I do take it seriously if there is drama going on and Nicki decides to speak on it, and instead of trying to make it better, she instigates it. And she knows that she's in a very not so good place right now, which is why she's even asking who is a good peacemaker in a fan base. We've been talking and addressing drama for the past couple of months, and never, not once, has Nicki asked who is a good peacemaker in the fan base. Maybe she's asked that before and people have said different things, people who have platforms in the fan base base, or who popular Barbs. People are throwing out Heidi, who was an OG Barb, really, really, really good person. Cal's also a great person, very I would say controversial on Twitter and stuff like that, but not really though, for real, for real. She really just be minding her business. And then who else? People are saying Khalil. People are saying someone called Twino. That's an inside joke, okay, for everybody who be with me on Station Head and Playback. But we're gonna use that name, if we need to use that name, okay? But like this person is, let's say, Twino. This person is creating a lot of the drama on fan base, and Nicki Minaj herself has endorsed this person and what they do in our fan base. And this person has created somewhat of a smaller sort of cult in the fan base, where they sort of like weaponize spirituality in order to, attract people who are vulnerable and been through things and blah, blah, blah. I don't really even want to get into it, for real, for real. And so it's kind of like Nicki is sort of like retracting the endorsement that she gave to that fan and their platform and stuff like that. And I think I'm gonna go down that though, because that's like another conversation and it's not really relevant. But anyway, and so I just tweeted, right? I tweeted on my Barb account, because we see everybody who is saying like you know um who would be a good peacemaker. And no, I disagree. QC is not the best peacemaker, in my opinion. QC is a cool person. He's definitely a good peacemaker, sort of like on the surface level, but QC is not. QC takes Nicki's perspective, and not if you watch him on Twitter, you'll have to read between the lines to see that. But as somebody who has seen, like how people, that people with platforms, I'll just say that, how people in the platforms, how people with platforms in our fan base, as someone who sees that and how they interact behind the scenes and what their true opinions are, no, I don't agree that QC is the best peacemaker in my opinion, because QC is someone who's just like Nicki, who will literally say it doesn't matter X, Y, and Z. He'll laugh it off and he doesn't really care. Okay, he definitely has an opinion, but at the end of the day, like, that's really his true opinion and is his approach. And so that's the same approach that Nicki takes, and all it has done is make our fan base worse. Okay, instead of trying to really get to the truth of the situation, people are just saying what people are saying on the surface level and making and whatever, so that's fine. Of course, I'm going to nominate myself as a peacemaker in this fan base. And yes, I am. And I think that everybody in here should go and tell Nicki that. Go and tell Nicki on Twitter that I would be a good peacemaker in this fan base. Because, see, the thing you need for a peacemaker is a thing that a lot of people don't have in this fan base. People are, recommending people who are unproblematic, and they're really, really, really nice people, but they are not peacemakers, because a peacemaker is not someone who's only nice. A peacemaker is not someone, who is shy. A peacemaker is someone who is brave, and who is someone who, regardless of people, if y'all been listening to me, y'all kind of know how I feel and what side I'm on. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to hold both sides, all sides accountable, and ask the tough questions. And that's what you need in a peacemaker. A lot of these people, like, it's some of y'all in the comments who are going to comment and say, we don't care, it's just the internet. We here for Nicki Minaj at the end of the day. We don't care, it's not that deep. If that's your perspective, then you are not fit for the position, because this is impacting people's real lives. People are in lawsuits right now in the fan base, okay? And Nicki herself is in one as well. And so that's why this conversation is happening. Shout out to Day Moore in the building. Yeah, so I think I'm a good peacemaker, because, like, hello, so I think, like, we need to go and spread that, because literally nobody in this fan base can do it, for real, for real. Nobody in this fan base can do it, literally, except for me, because even Heidi, he's shown that he was not capable of doing it, because he's shown that he is compromised because of his relationship with Nicki. You need people who are not compromised. You need people who are going to hold all sides accountable, including Nicki. And as I started my statement on this, let me get back to that, right? Because I talked about how Nicki claims that the outside industry, sort of, we can allegedly put in Rock Nation as a peace holder. Oh, they are trying from the outside in to destroy our fan base. Yeah, that may be true. Yeah, There may be people who are paid to tweet against Nicki. Yeah, all of those things could be true. But we have been having, as Nicki admitted herself tonight, there has been natural conflict in the fan base for over a decade, right? And there is natural conflict in our fan base because the Barbs are crazy. We're all individuals. We don't all think alike and stuff like that. And we also are fans of a controversial artist and stuff like that. So all of us, we mirror some qualities of Nicki, and Nicki Minaj is chaotic. Okay, if you didn't know, now you know, right? And so that is how our fan base is. And so, but my thing with Nicki is that and that's why I said it's a big deal tonight that Nicki admitted. She didn't say it out of her mouth for real, but by what she said like, oh, like there's different type of factions. Back in the day, everybody only had the same goal. So that's her acknowledging that there are different factions now. Yes, we told you that months ago, and you told us that it wasn't that serious. Just block, ignore. There's no division in this fan base. We're all united, X, Y, and Z. And you were in denial. It's not true. And when I made my video on that, y'all dragged me. Y'all dragged me, and y'all don't be knowing what's going on. And so, and that's my thing. Now she's admitting the things that I've been saying for over a year. And that's how it keep going. It always keeps going like that. I notice the real tea. I call it out. Y'all drag me. Then I have to wait 6 months for it to come true. And then nobody says anything. Nobody says, oh, Destiny, you were right. Oh, Destiny, you had a point. Oh, Destiny, I'm sorry. Like, no, not that I need that. But it's like, bro, like I'm tired of being dragged for speaking the truth. I'm tired of being dragged for speaking the truth, but that's cool though. And that's why y'all keep coming back. So it's cool. So make sure y'all like the video if y'all in here right now for real, for real. So yeah, you need somebody who is also willing. And I think that Nate is a great example. Is he the peacemaker? No, because Nate is someone who actually has conflict, right? So I wouldn't nominate Nate or Cows to be a peacemaker because those are people who find themselves in conflict, whether they started or not, right? Cows is not, she doesn't really go out looking for issues, but she is a target in the fan base. So I'm not going to recommend Cows as a peacemaker because she's a lot of the times a target. So you need someone who's sort of on the outside of all of this. I've been a target and stuff like that. I have my opinions on other people in the fan base and stuff like that, but I'm not so into the, oh, I'm friends with this one and I'm not in the drama, but I'm close enough to the drama to know everything that's going on and all sides of it. But also I keep getting away from the main point. The main point is that Nicki, right? With all of the different factions of the fan base, they existed before she even acknowledged it. She acknowledged what a cupcake Barb is and why that's a good Barb. That's not really a great thing, right? I'm gonna leave that there though. But then my thing with Nicki is that you've attempted to, sort of like end the drama or mitigate the drama, but all of your attempts have failed because you're not serious, because you don't care. Because Nicki will come on live on Station Head and say, "Yo, like, oh, like, what's going on? What's tea?" Da 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 da. And then when she finds out the tea, she'll be like, "Oh, it's not that serious. Oh, ha 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 ha." And like today she came on and in the beginning of her conversation, she said she found last night funny. That was the title of the show. I didn't find anything funny about what happened last night. Somebody was really trying to be, was really trying to get to the bottom of the issue, and y'all decided to make a joke out of it instead. Y'all decided to humiliate them instead. So no, Nicki has to be held accountable as well. You make the problems worse instead of actually, being sort of like a referee or, I don't know, I can't think of the word right now, but like, just unbiased in the situation because Nicki claims, oh, I no, first of all, Nicki be like, oh, I see everything on the internet. I see everything on the internet. I see everything. But then when it comes to the drama in the fan base, oh, I didn't see that. Oh, I don't see everything. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I'm just taking, word. Like, no, 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 no. Which one is it? And if you don't know, then do your research before you come and make a statement to the fan base. Because every time that Nicki comes and addresses something to the fan base, it blows up, right? So now what's about to happen on Twitter right now? Nicki addressed Barb stuff and she asked, her last question was, a mediator, thank you. Her last question was, who is a peacemaker, right? She asked it before she came back, people told her in the chat, and now she asked it again. What's about to happen right now? Go check Twitter. I bet you they're still talking about it. They're talking about who's a peacemaker, and there's going to be a lot more arguments because every time Nicki addresses fan base drama, there will be fallout. People will get dragged, people will get exposed, and it's understandable because of the power imbalance, right? There is a power imbalance, whereas like you need someone who is not like blindsided by Nicki's star power and be able to say like, yo, Nicki, hold on, this is right, this is wrong, you need to listen, you need to understand if you really want to solve this issue, or just not speak on it at all, because she can't do that, which is why she's now asking for help. And honestly, if you're really observing what's happening in the fan base and the role that everybody's playing, you already know that it's never going to get solved because there is nobody, right? Like, I'm not popular, so people are not spamming my name in her chat like, oh, go talk to Destiny, go talk to Destiny, she's pretty strong, she's pretty, she can hold everyone accountable, X, Y, and Z. Nobody's spamming my name, nobody is spamming my name, but they're all spamming all of the popular barbs who all find themselves in drama. So if you find yourself in drama, you can't be a mediator, right? So, but because I'm not popular, nobody's going to say my name. Therefore, Nicki is not going to get to the right person who can actually hold everybody accountable and have a conversation like we having right now. Therefore, the issue will never get solved because people even bringing up people's name who are nice and positive, but they don't have the balls to call these popular people out. And they definitely don't have the balls to be like, yo, Nicki, this is not right. They don't have them. Not a lot of people in the fan base have those balls. I Abiomi on playback said, hold on, I'm sorry. Um, I think she knows this too, which that's why last night was so funny, trying to make it less deep. Yeah, it wasn't funny, and she was dead ass serious yesterday. Yeah, and that'd be the saddest part about it, because it's like she take these issues like as a joke, and it's like people is in like literally in lawsuits, like like people are literally like getting bullied and stuff like that. Once again, I'm not saying that it's Nicki's job to solve all this drama. I'm not, because she don't even have to address it, she don't even have to be involved in it. But if you are going to be involved in it, if you are going to address it, then why be a menace, or why not actually like try to mediate? That's my whole thing. You don't have to do anything. But since you want to be involved, then why, damage the situation even more? That's my question. Daymore says, I personally don't think it's Nicki's responsibility to govern a bunch of grown adults who create drama jealousy of each other. They need to clean up their own mess. It's not going to happen though, right? It's not going to happen. People are not going to clean up their own mess. So if that's how she feels, then we could just all not address it and not talk to each other and do what we do to support each other and keep it moving, because there's really there's literally no reason for these conversations to be happening. There's no reason for her to be going live talking about this if it's our responsibility to clean it up and she's not going to make it better. So why are we talking about it then? Has Nicki mentioned Pedro? Not today. But I thought all these bitches is her sons. So yeah, that's my personal stance on it. It's really a very unfortunate situation, because once again, my stance is that these issues will never get solved, because there's nobody that's serious enough to really have the conversation. And because I'm not a popular person, I'm not going to be able to get to her, and the people who can actually like really do something are not going to be able to get to her. Therefore, nothing is going to happen. So it is what it is. Sometimes wrong messages are sent. Okay. What's another thing I want to say? And I'm no, let me not say that on YouTube. Woo! Any comments, questions, or concerns in the chat? At this point, I want Nicki to go on the hiatus and stop going live. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't agree more. Like, and once again, I always maintain, I mean, yeah, I always maintain that like I don't think Nicki needs to not be on social media at all. I just think that Nicki needs boundaries, right? Like know when to stop talking, when to stop pulling people closer, just when to stop. It's not that you can't defend yourself. It's not that you can't talk to your friends. It's not that you can't, I'm sorry, your fans. You can't interact with your friends. I never said none of that. All I said was that you need to know when to stop. And Nicki doesn't know when to stop, which is why we're finding ourselves in legal situations right now. And once again, not trying to blame it all on Nicki, but she does play a role in it. All right. I really don't want to be live for too much longer. So I really appreciate everybody for coming through. This was a dope barbology session. It's really not my intention to be speaking so much during, like when she's live, because I'm really just here to record it since there's no other barbs right now really recording and uploading it to YouTube. So I'm trying to do this. I would love to have y'all on playbacks because that's where I'm live at right now, as you can see on the screen. All of the links are below to join and stuff like that. I be live on there more than I be live on YouTube. So make sure that y'all make y'all accounts and stuff like that. Hit me in the comments if you need help making it. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments. But please, if you're not educated on what's really going on in the fan base, save it and save it, especially for my opinion. Okay, save it because you don't know. Nicki needs to go sit down and enjoy her family for a while. Yeah, but another thing I want to say is that like going live is addicting. Okay, especially when it's social audio and you don't have to be on camera. I'm not really a live person, but when I found apps like Clubhouse and what's it called, like Clubhouse and Station Head, where it's like, oh my god, you could go live and just like talk, like it's addicting. So Nicki, she don't go on Instagram live a lot, but she do like to interact with the fans, which is why it's like every day it's like, oh my god, when can I go live today? What do I want to talk about? Like I want to talk to y'all. Like today I wouldn't have came live today probably if Nicki didn't come live. But it's like, even though I wasn't going to come live, I was still thinking about coming live. I was still like holding myself back, like, do not go live right now, you have nothing to say. It is addicting and you have to be able to control yourself. And I think that that's what I need to keep in mind, and Nicki also needs to keep that in mind as well. She needs to go on a hiatus with 2017. Nicki is not in charge of the adults in the fan base. What? Oh, she just took that away. But yeah, so yeah, we talked about like Gag City Queens, the last show and stuff like that. One last thing on that, Nicki didn't really know her Pound Town verse, child, when Sexy Red came out. So, but what's new? Anything else? Any other comments, questions, or concerns? Not really. So what I'll probably do is sort of like try to listen back to this and chop this up so that I can get like Nicki only audio and probably like re-upload it for people who don't want my commentary and stuff like that. But I'm inserting commentary because YouTube wants you to do it, but also like while Nicki's playing music, I can't just be sitting here and either not talking or playing the music, because you cannot play music on YouTube, so that's why I'm here. So wait, because Armand did a video saying what? Hold on. Armand did a video saying it was a lot of empty seats. Oh, did he already do a video? And basically saying Queens wasn't sold out. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. I can't confirm that for real, for real. I think that like what happened was that because I was seeing the empty seats and I was taking videos of them and stuff as well. And so there were empty seats in the 100 section at the Gag City Queens show. And I was so confused. I felt like the arena took too long to fill up. As someone who was in the lounge, and I spend a lot of time in the lounge, so I probably didn't get to my seat until about 9 o'clock. And opener should have started from 8:30. And it's like when DJ Booth came out, when I got to my seat, the arena was still mostly like not full. And the shows that I've went to previously, it's not going to be full like when DJ Booth goes on the first time, but it's a little bit more packed. And because when people hear DJ Booth from the outside, when it's like if you're buying a drink or something like that, everybody starts running. Once they hear Booth go on stage, that means the show was officially starting. So everyone starts running to their seats and stuff like that. But even during the show, guys, the 100 sections, there were empty seats, and I was really confused. But I think that is because like those seats were on like resale, like they were selling for a lot of money and stuff like that. But also, I do think you also got to factor it in that, like, people do be sneaking to the floor, right? So there's obviously, like, I was talking to Jordan and he got to the front row. He had a floor seat already, but he just got to the front row because security was being, I guess, lenient for that venue or whatever. And so, people are constantly like changing their seats and moving. Like, bitch, I don't even be going to my real seat for majority of the time. I actually was like near my real seat this time because I had literally bought a seat by the barricade. But a lot of times bitches be sneaking, like, I bought tickets for the 100 section, for the 300 section, and I never not once went to the seat. So definitely, like it's definitely like different possibilities. But regardless, right, even if it was like the resellers and stuff like that, regardless, the tickets were sold because somebody bought the tickets, so technically it was sold out. But as always, we'll wait for the official numbers and stuff like that. So yeah. All right. uh, do you have the clip of Pound Town? I do, actually. I just put it on the computer. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Queen's amazing. It deserved the crown. My voice was gone. Davey, and how you came to Queens and didn't hit me? Come on, bro. If people go back and listen to the station here from Saturday night, y'all hear what happened during the Sexy Red set. Yeah, I kind of talked about that earlier. A few people said Queens wasn't as hype like the other shows. You know what, Key? I'm not gonna hold you. I kind of feel the same way. Like, it was hype, it was high energy, but I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know how I feel. Child, Key, you need to get on playback because we need to talk, okay? Because clearly you be like in my head or whatever. I can't say a lot of stuff on YouTube, child, because they not gonna get it. They gonna start dragging me. You need to come on playback, child. Someone on this chat, but what you said, Queens wasn't as hype. Yeah. Overall, I could have. I feel like the show could have been better. Nicki skipped the second verse to Red Ruby, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed about that because like, Red Ruby is literally the second verse is literally the best part. Like, it's literally the best part of the song. It's like one of the most hype parts in the show. I always lose my voice during that part. Like, come on, Nicki. Like, like, just like, ugh, like, like that. It's literally a no-brainer. Why would you not perform the second verse of Red Ruby? So she cut it out like in the first leg and stuff like that. But like, girl, it's the last night. It's like, come on. Like, Armand said the same thing. What he said, Kenneth. Yo, oh, and Kenneth Cooper and like Kendrick. Yo, in my head, some like, y'all are like the same person, but not really. I will. Okay, please, because yeah, we need to talk. I was looking for you in the lounge, and you was in the lounge. Davian, come on. People hit me like, oh, da 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 da. Davian. I can't believe you. I felt it from watching it live. The show wasn't the best. I agree. But she explained how everything went wrong that night and it threw off her entire performance. Well, actually, can you say a little bit more about that day more? Because I was sleeping. So when Nicki went live to talk about all of that stuff, I was sleeping. So I haven't heard that from myself. And the full conversation has not been posted anywhere. And nobody was recording that live, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing now and recording it for y'all, because nobody else is doing that. So I heard people caught me up. People kind of told me the stuff that she said. But wait, I think was it in the beginning she said that like there was an outfit, like she had a wardrobe malfunction, which is why she came out late, and because she told like either Booth or Juice to start the show like earlier than she was supposed to, because Nicki actually started the show, and she started the show with the intro, and then there was a awkward pause from the intro to I'm the best, and then she starts rapping I'm the best when it starts playing, but she never came on stage for the whole song. So if you was watching my live, I'm like, Nicki, where you at? Like, how are you like below the stage the whole time of rapping I'm the best, the whole first song? So something was happening backstage, and that was probably what threw off the whole performance, because I think she had to change the outfit right before she got on stage. I think that's what I heard. Oh, your phone had died before you got in there. Okay. Charger had stopped working. I forgot to bring it back up. Ding, 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 ding. Well, yeah. To all of the real ones who've been with me, for a long time, and even the ones, even if I feel like your energy is genuine, like I have no problem, like, meeting you at a show and stuff like that. But, I don't trust a lot of people for real, for real. So, but yeah. So yeah, I'll wait a little more from Day More, and then let me see what y'all saying. Hold on playback. Them shades was a no. I agree. But there was something with the makeup, right? Nicki wasn't hype enough for me. I agree. I agree. But yes, Crystal, it was the nerves. Her mood was definitely off. I agree. While I was there, I couldn't really tell that her mood was off. Or could I? I can't really remember a specific instance, so maybe I couldn't. But I do feel like Nicki could be a bit hyper and it hype for the New York shows in general. And it makes me feel bad for real, because it's just like, yo, like everybody in our fan base, because Nicki is from Queens, because she's from New York City, we're always hyping the New York shows like, oh, it's gonna be the best, it's gonna be lit, it's gonna be X, Y, and Z. And I just don't understand. Like Nicki was even talking about either tonight or yesterday. I don't remember when she said it, but she was just talking about, oh, it was the beginning of tonight's conversation where she was talking about like her nerves and having anxiety and stuff like that. And I just feel like, why? Because it's just like, I could understand like a venue like a MSG or whatever, but at the same time, Nicki, like it's like, okay, I get it and I don't get it. I get it because it's like these are big venues and stuff like that. New York is very judgmental, and people, the pressure is on tenfold because people expect the best from you because it is your hometown. So I kind of understand how Nicki feels, but it's just like, yo, Nicki, you're from here. We're going to love you regardless. And I want you to be comfortable in your home to get on stage and have fun and make it the best show ever. And so, as a New Yorker who really be, really here for the New York shows, I'm not gonna lie. I be a little bit like, yo, come on. Like, why she keep talking about being nervous. Every time she does MSG or anything in Queens, it's always this nerves, this anxiety, da 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 da. And I'm just like, for what? Like, why? You've headlined these shows several times, sold out several times. It's not hard. I mean, it is hard, but it's like, come on, Nicki. Like, you've conquered so many big things. Like, I don't understand. Okay. Armand said Queens was not hyped. Like, did Armand already release a reaction video or something? Because I didn't see. I'm gonna have to go and look at it. I'm interested. I like how she did her first for The Way Life Goes. Oh, okay. I don't even remember that, but yeah. Um, I'm about to watch Armand and his Queens review. Facts. You know what? We gonna get off of we're gonna get off of YouTube, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna go in like my headquarters channel, and then we can or we can do it in the Barbology channel. But let's do it on playback right after this. Like, I'll get off of here, and then I'm just gonna play Armand's video, and then we could just go to bed. But I'm not gonna do it on YouTube. Um she said they were late because hotel was 90 minutes from the arena instead of 30 minutes. Her silver outfit didn't fit right. Her makeup booth switched up the set list for sexy, and the stage was wet. Yeah. So I talked about the stage being wet. I talked about sexy walking out to the wrong song. So we talked about the outfit. We talked a little bit about the makeup. She said that I think for the last 3 shows, like her makeup artist that she had hired for this leg wasn't available. So she had to get like a last minute makeup artist. And I don't know. For me, I'm somebody who I'm always looking at Nicki's makeup. That's the first thing that I look at because I'm more of a makeup girl. So but for these last 3 shows, y'all haven't heard me say nothing about her makeup. I didn't think her makeup was off. I didn't think it was bad. So I don't know what Nicki be talking about sometimes. Like, yeah, the fact that Nicki cut out Press Play Davium is kind of crazy. Hard white, bro. Now you're about to piss me off, Davian. Stop. Okay, favorite, I'm fine. R&B, whatever. I have to expect that at this point. We Go Up, that's fine. Even though like people would expect her to do We Go Up because it's in New York, but I've seen Nicki perform We Go Up so many times, like I really don't care. So I'm not mad about that. I wonder what happened that threw her energy off. So yeah, Crystal, as you can see right above you, Day Moore said everything that happened in Queens, which was why her energy was off. She said she already had a lot of anxiety being in Queens, felt the pressure and everything was going wrong that day. I could understand. I could understand. I just hate that. Like, it's every time she does New York, like it's always a problem. Like, he posted it 3 hours ago. I'm surprised. I thought it was sold out. No. I thought it was sold out allegedly. It's just like, as I said, Lizzie, like sometimes people don't be going to their correct seats. Maybe those people just didn't come, or maybe those tickets were on resale for mad money and nobody bought it. And the people who bought the tickets to resell them are actually not fans, which happens a lot. You buy a ticket when it goes on sale, resell it for a crazy amount, and you're not even a fan of the artist. So you're not even going. You're just trying to make money. And so if nobody buys a ticket, then that seat gonna be empty. So there's a lot of possibilities as to why there were empty seats. I thought she was crying with the glasses on. I kind of, I mean, I think we all sort of like thought that. But it was hard for me to think that because her voice wasn't cracking. It's not like her voice was cracking during the show. Like it wasn't, there was no indication that she was crying other than wearing sunglasses. So it doesn't, it's not giving she was crying. I wonder if another label purchased all those seats. Child. Oh, my bad. So, welcome to the show. Yeah, this is the rodeo. Them bloods were whipping her ass. Probably, I'm crying. Her mood was definitely off. Maybe it was nervous. Nicki was talking about putting a lot of expectations on herself for that show. Yeah, it sucks, but I don't know. I just be wanting a good experience. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for coming through. I'm sure I'll have more to say. And so for those of y'all who wasn't here from the beginning, so I was obviously at Gag City Queens. I also went to the Pink Friday Nails pop-up yesterday, and I have a lot of footage from that. And I just put it on my computer. So I'll probably do like a separate either live or video on that in the next coming days. So make sure that you guys are subscribed with your notifications on, because that thing was beautiful. Pink Friday Nails, the store, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we'll talk about that. I thought she was wearing glasses to hide her makeup. Yeah, so that's what she said, Daymore. That it was in the makeup and she wasn't actually crying or whatever. But yeah. So and I can't wait to do another edition of This Week in Female Rap, y'all. I do, want to talk about some other things, outside of Nicki. And Glorilla has an album out right now. I didn't listen to that yet either. So we got some things to do. We got some things to do. It's Monday. It's the beginning of the week. So I hope y'all had a great Monday, great start to your week. Just make sure that you keep your notifications on, because we have work to do. Okay. And we have conversations that need to be had. So if you're watching this back, let me know what you guys think of your shows of Gag City Queens and stuff like that. Yeah. Vegas gave what I thought Queen's show would. Dang. I gotta see. I mean, and now I'm interested in like other people's perspectives of who was their child, but who can we count on to really tell the truth in this fan base, child? Nobody. I just hope this new era isn't AI. I'm crying. Let me get the fuck off of here, child. But yeah, I'm getting off of here. Let's go to playback. We're going to watch Armand's video, react to that, and then go to bed. Okay. So I'm about to get on playback. Click the link in the bio to come to the Barbology channel and meet us there now. Okay. Peace out, YouTube.